screen. Might have peed a little bit. This marketplace fine. Guys, I know I said this week's gonna be on the Forester, but we're taking a little break on the Forester and we're starting to do another project. Went ahead and picked some stuff up for it in this video and did some work on it in this video. So hope you enjoy, follow along. Howdy everybody, we're back and with another video, and it's kind of early. I just woke up, but it's Christmas Eve and I want to get some stuff done today before the holiday events. So I'm off for work the next couple of days, so we're going to switch it up a little bit, take a break on the Forester, and work on something that I've been wanting to do for a little bit now since I got the cab. So switch you around on the camera here and we'll get straight to it. Stupid thing. Alright guys, so here it is. If you've been watching the previous videos, you've probably recognized this chassis. It's the chassis that came on the blue 73. If you haven't been watching, I had bought a blue 1973 F700 project. Me and a buddy went halves on it, and I'll show you the cab here in a second. This is the chassis that came on. This is a 2013, I believe, F550 dually chassis that already was in the works for custom 4-link, an air ride in the back, and originally got this project. I was just getting the cab and my buddy was getting the chassis. Oh, his plans changed a little bit, so I ended up buying the chassis back off of him, which makes my life way easier because this chassis was already set up for the cab. I'll show you the cab here if you haven't already seen it. For those new fellas and fillettes watching the channel, I'll show you what we got. We got a little snow last night, so. But yeah, so this is the blue 73 cab, F700, perfect patina and very clean. And I always wanted a service truck, so we went and picked this bed up the other day as well. So today we're going to get it unloaded and get the cab back on, even though we just took it off a couple videos ago to haul it over to my buddy's house. Well, I went and picked it up yesterday, and I'm going to put the cab back on. It's like deja vu. But I want to get a little bit started on this project because being that there's so much work done already, it shouldn't take me that very long. The hardest part's going to be motor and tranny. You can't tell from here. This is the motor I got. It's obviously got a transmission. It's got the peen stick sticking up in the air. But this is a 6.6 Brazilian inline Ford diesel out of a medium duty Ford truck. This motor is supposed to have less than 100,000 miles on it. And runs and everything, and we're gonna put that in here because you know me, I don't like putting Cummins swaps in, and I like trying to keep, you know, Ford motor to Fords, Chevy with Chevy. I don't build Dodges, but if I do, I'd probably put a Cummins in a Dirge. And yes, the 51's got a Cummins, but that's not my truck. That's my dad's, and that's what he wanted. So that's why it's got a Cummins. But yeah, so here's the chassis, and we're gonna get it unloaded and get the cab tossed back on and get it rolled in the garage. I don't know if the skiddy will pick this motor up, so that might be a treat. It's pretty heavy, but we'll see what happens. Kind of sucks using gloves Can't touch the screen, it doesn't do anything. My hands are freezing. Alright, so of course we gotta do a cold start on the skiddy. It's actually not that cold. Started up yesterday when it was like 9 degrees or whatever. But we'll see what it'll do today. Double glow plug. And might even give her a tree. Yep, let's hit it. Yep. She's starting. She's a little angry. That's one way to unload it. I don't know if you caught that on the time lapse. Kind of wish I was regular videoing that. Put the old curb block under the tire. And I guess the trailer was still a little bit too slippery. Let that last strap loose and it went shoo. Just wanted to unload itself. It just wants to get off the trailer and get built. She's just ready. Luckily the strap didn't come unhooked. Ended up catching itself. So, you know, it's a good thing. We didn't lose it in the neighbor's yard on Christmas Eve. All right, so we're gonna leave that there for now and go get the skiddy, take it off the rest of the way so it doesn't end up in the neighbor's yard. Alright, we got it unloaded without any damage. Great success.
Great success.
Now we're gonna try not to fall on the slippery trailer. I'll take the tarp off the motor here real quick while we're waiting for my dad to come help me. Because it's kind of hard to put the cab on by myself. But I'll take the tarp off this old girl. So you can check her out. There she be. It's a little dusty, but it's clean. It's got a brand new clutch in it already. This is just a straight 5-speed. So hopefully it don't screw us with overdrive, but being that we got pickup truck gearing, to my knowledge, I know I could be wrong thinking of this backwards, but it should help us in that favor. So yeah, but this is a 6.6 Brazilian. They also made a 7.8 liter version of this engine, and it might look a little different because it's got a Bosch P pump on it, kind of like a Cummins would have. I don't know if they're the exact same pump. I'm not that knowledgeable on these, but it's on the opposite side, and so is the exhaust. With the turbo and the exhaust manifold are on the driver's side, and the motor. We're gonna get her on the dollies, get her pushed around. go outside and give the motor a try. And we'll be back in here where it's warm. Alright guys, we're giving her a go on the engine. We'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to pick it up. So we got this engine stand that's been sitting around. It's my buddy's for like big cam, small cam Cummins engine, but it works pretty well for just about anything. So we're gonna set that on here, strap it to that, and get it tarped up because I don't have room for it in the garage right now. All right, we went ahead and got her all tarped up. The old skiddy did good, lifted her like nobody's business. I know it looks like crap and it sucks to have a motor sitting outside underneath the tarp, but for the time being, that's where she's got to live. I'm hoping pretty soon to be getting it set down in here. But yeah, we're in the warm shop now. Being that it is Christmas Eve, probably gonna cut her short. This won't be the end of this video though. But I'm gonna go in and spend some time with the wife. It's the right thing to do. But yeah, got her in here. She's drip drying in the heat. Get her on the dollies. Get her moved around. Start taking some measurements, and we got to cut the frame down to accommodate the service bed. This was set up for, I believe, an 11-foot flat bed. It's like 84 inches cab to axle. We only have a 9-foot bed, so probably gonna end up taking in between these two cross members here about 18 inches to 2 foot to accommodate, and then we will also shorten the bars that same amount as well, because they don't need to be this long, and that way I can keep these brackets which were made for the factory leaf spring hanger locations. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do with that. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Keep following along. It's going to be a quick, cool one. You must think I was a Ford guy, you know? Alright guys, so we're back in the garage, and we're working on the 73. We didn't get it on dollies yet and get it moved around because the way it's sitting gives me more room back here to work on the frame. So we're just going to leave it like that for now. But the plan today is take 10 billion measurements, get them all wrong, cut the frame, put it together, and it still be too long than what we need. So we're going to try to get it right. I was out this morning taking a bunch of measurements on the bed, getting the center of the wheel well perfect, and then taking into account gap between the cab and the bed. I'm going with a little bit bigger gap. I'm thinking 6 inches because I'm planning on putting stacks on this. And if I give it a 6-inch gap, it also helps me with not taking as much out of the frame. So yeah, but we got the tape measures sitting out, and if my measurements are correct, we got 63 inches cab to axle center with the bed on. Right now we're looking, I didn't figure it out yet. I got the plumb bob sitting there, got the mark center of the axle, but roughly 90-91 right now. So we got to take a little bit out of her, but we're going to get this figured out. with the exact cab the axle is now, subtract from what we need, and that will tell us how much we got to take out of the frame. The nice part about this frame, it's got super straight frame rails. So anybody looking to do cab swaps for these old trucks, a Super Duty cab and chassis frame is absolutely perfect, because from the cab back are poker straight and commercial width, which is 34 inches, I believe. So as far as bed wise, as long as you get any cab and chassis bed, they're pretty universal fit. Sorry for all the cuts in the videos there. Keep stopping the video because my allergies are killing me, so I just keep sneezing. So I figured I'd stop and not sneeze on video. But anyway, once we take the section out of the frame, we also have to take that much out of the bars, 4-link bars as well. So anyway, without me rambling on anymore, let's get to finding exactly what it is now. Man. I don't know what's going on with my allergies right now. I'm having a fit. Ooh, baby. Ooh, eyes are watering. Whew. Starting to sweat. Alright, so what our plan is we got our mark on the center of the axle. In order to transfer that to the frame, I just moved the tape measure. Idiot! Don't fall off. In order to transfer that to the frame, I'm going to use this framing square. Hang the plumb bob off of it. Once the plumb bob's good, there, we'll be able to use the edge of this framing square to see exactly what it is there. So, get this thing wrapped on down yonder here. Man, allergies are shot. So, use the frame as a nice square edge. Get the plumb bob to stop shaking around. Oh, hey, oh. I need a third hand. Alright, so we're looking pretty good there. So it looks like it's going to be 90 inches is what we have now. So we need 63, we have 90. So we got to subtract 63 from 90 to get our measurements, which would be 27 inches if my math is correct. So that means right here, we have to mark out and take 27 inches out of the frame. And then 27 inches out of the 4-link bars. So, I'm going to double check my measurements one more time. And we'll go ahead and start getting everything marked out. Once we get everything marked out, we'll go ahead and remove the fuel tank. And get the bolts loose in the 4-link bars. Get everything on jack stands, squared up, nice and level, whatnot, tight doohickeys, things and stuff like that. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Before I forget, I hope everybody had a great Christmas, because I know I did. I got some pretty cool stuff. Caitlin got me this very cool truck, whatever you want to call it. It would go on a truck or a trailer. I'm guessing a trailer with the size of it, for the DOT numbers and everything of the company that they were leased to. But I thought it was a pretty cool piece, because it's obviously all hand painted and everything. It's just some pretty cool trucking history. I got that, some cool license plates, welding clamps, a new bandsaw, some other stuff that I didn't bring out yet. But yeah, so I enjoyed my Christmas, and I hope you all have as well. Alright guys, so we're going to get all of our marks made here. I'll get this side done for you guys and show you how I do it. And then we'll jump over that other side, and then we'll bring you back around. Because once you see me do this side, you don't need to see me do that side. But when I'm doing very intricate measurements like this, I like to use soapstone sharpened with a nice edge. Because if you were to use a Sharpie or whatnot, that thickness of that marker, if it's not brand new, nice pointy tip, can actually throw your measurement off the thickness of the marker. So doing it this way, I found that it's more precise. So like I said, we need 27 inches. So what we're going to do is, these are factory rivet points on both sides, and they are the closest thing to perfect to measure off of. That is the same on both sides here, because a lot of these holes don't line up side to side. So this is what we're going to go off of. Now we're not putting our 27 from right there. I want to give me some room from this edge to weld and whatnot. So we're going to... Alright guys, I had to take a second, sit here and, you know, and figure in my head. And, oh, I'm going to sneeze again. Man, allergies are terrible today. But, kind of do some standing back and just looking and seeing what I had to do the notch the way I wanted to do the notch. So, in order, let me get you, I don't know what you can see here. That's good. But in order to get... As you can see my marks here, I don't know how well you can see it in the camera, but this is our 27 inches here, and then I got it marked for a notch. So this is our 27 inches here, so then the difference of this notch has to be transferred up to here. So when the frame goes together, it's not just butting it, it's, you know, it's I don't know, it's just different than a flattened. Either way, it'll be gusseted on the inside with the piece that we get cut out. But in order for me to do that now, I've realized that with the difference of the frame, we're going to have to take the forelink off, the brackets off, grind these rivets out of the cross member, and take this cross member out of our way for now, so we have room to mess around and do what we need to do in here. Once I get the cross member out, I might actually, I did this notch at 4 inches, but I might do it more, being that we have all this room, just to make it that much stronger. So when we bolt everything back together, it'll be bolted through this as well. It'll just tie it all together, you know. So we're gonna go ahead and get this all off, and then we'll bring it back around when we got all of the marks we need correctly to get this frame sliced and diced. guys, so as you can see, we went ahead and took the brackets off. The cross member is out. All the 4-link bars are out. Everything's neatly organized over there. All the bolts are in a box. So we went ahead and got our marks marked out. And I went ahead and moved everything forward. So this mark would have been our old mark. And so back here as well, because I want to do, like I said, I'm notching. So this part here will be staying, and this will be getting, the notches are my cut line. And then also up here, this will be staying and this will be going. So as we slide it up, it'll be step notched. The reason I wanted to do that underneath here is because of the fact that these holes will be staying and then these holes will be going. But when we drill for the new, once it's moved up, the bolts in this bracket will also tie this to the old frame on the splice. So the splice will be underneath this bracket, so you won't even be able to tell anything is done. But again, the bolt, everything will tie it together, and we're also going to use this piece once we cut it out. We'll slice it down the middle, make it just a little bit narrower so it fits inside this frame rail, and it'll also get bolted into all of this as well. We'll split it down the middle on the splice so it'll tie everything in together, and it'll be very strong. So yeah, so we got this side marked out. We're going to go ahead and get the other side, get these marks transferred over to the other side, and then we're going to start cutting. Guys, so we went ahead and you seen this side. We went ahead and transferred our marks over to this side. Now we went ahead and had to move this whole notch and everything 2 inches back from that one, but that is because of this hole where your fuel filler necks would come through the frame. That would have been a goofy spot right there to try to weld that, so we went ahead and moved it back 2 inches. So the frame will still fit up at the same length. This notch will just be 2 inches back from that notch, which doesn't matter because everything is still 27 inches apart. It'll just be stepped from that one, but it still puts us in a good spot for tying everything together with these bolt holes. So, gonna put you back on some time lapse and we're gonna get it cutting. Guys, I just realized that I forgot to hit record on time lapse when I was doing this side, so I apologize, but it's out and we got it all ahead and prepped and beveled, cleaned up. When you're welding thick metal like this, you always want to give it a good bevel like that for somewhere for the weld to go. When it's this thick and you just butt it together, it doesn't get a good melt in. So if you bevel it like this, it gives it somewhere for the weld to go and melt in really nice and give it a nice hot strong weld. So we went ahead and got that all done. Now we're getting ready to slice and dice this side, and I will remember to put it on time lapse this time for this side. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have two sections now. We got it all cut, beveled, prepped. We're getting ready to put it back together. Hopefully we did it right. I'm hoping my measurements were correct, because I don't want to do it again. So what we're going to do now, I got this brake line knocked loose, and as we slide it up, hopefully we can fiche it. Maybe I'll unfiche it up from behind this shock. Oh yeah, she'll fiche right in there now. I don't want to go ahead and cut it like right here and splice it back on, because Ford has these really nice heavy coating on their factory brake lines, so they're all really nice. So I'm hoping that I can just shorten it, cut the end off, and reflare the end, and still have the full factory brake line, no splices, no nothing, or don't have to remake one. So that's the plan for that. So we're just going to let that kind of go up inside of there as we push it together. But went ahead and swept up a little bit, and we're going to push it together. The back of the frame did fall down a little bit. I had my jack stands a little too far forward, but that doesn't matter as long as our measurements are fine. And now when we fit it up, we'll have to jack it up a little bit to get it to meet nice, and then we'll use some square tubing or angle iron and some clamps to bridge the gap, and then put the clamps on, get it all nice and tight and square. So let's see how easy this baby rolls up into place. Let's grab our brake line. As you can see, they're gonna be alright. The old brakes are steeping a little bit. Get the jack under there. Get it jacked up some. Oh, baby. I did something right. Look how much shorter it is. So much better. Whoa. Come on now, Betsy. Now I'm gonna smash my finger in between. Oh! Come forward just a little bit more. Very nice. Very nice. Actually think I'm up in the air just a scoopage. too much. All right. So you can kind of get the idea of what we're getting going here. I'm gonna go ahead, get it nice and tight, get my levels right, get everything clamped up, and we'll bring you back in. That way you don't have to keep hearing me make grunt noises. Because I am out of shape. Unless you want to consider round as a shape. Alright, she's shortened. Took 27 inches out. And we got it all fit up. All the measurements are absolutely perfect. We measured from different key points on the frame on each side. And it is, I mean, not even a 30 seconds difference. So yeah. I'm glad that I measured like 9 billion quadruple times. But as you can see, we got it all beveled. Everything's nice and square, level, smooth. Got it all clamped up. I'm gonna go ahead and get some hot tacks on it. Had some welder troubles the other day, so we're waiting to hear back from them. So we only got our little guy, and it's not hot enough to melt her in fully. I don't trust it, so we're just gonna put some hot tacks on it with it, and that'll hold it for now, just moving it in around the garage. So yeah, so let's get some tacks, and after we get it all tacked up, we're gonna get this thing on the dollies and get it in place. Start working on some other stuff. All right, guys, so we went ahead and got it up on the dollies. Got everything cleaned up and whatnot. But I haven't really given you a good walk around of the truck, the cab wise. So I figured that'd be a good place to end this video, is give you a quick little tour and just show you how clean this thing actually is, and show you the awesome patina that it's got. So the inner fenders were already trimmed for this frame. Like I said, this was another project that somebody had already started. And they originally had a Cummins motor in it, but we went ahead and got it without the Cummins motor because we're putting the 401 in, 466 Brazilian, whatever you want to call it. But he went ahead and already got the Hydro Boost mounted in the engine, on the firewall from this truck that this chassis came from. So it's got F550 Hydro Boost, F550 steering box. But the cab, like I said, was already mounted too. He had already made the mounts. The rear and the front mounts didn't do anything core support wise, so I still got to do that. But you can see, I mean, she's purty. I want to say those are factory numbers from the assembly line, but I could be wrong. Inner fenders are gorgeous. Just got a little surface rust. Firewall's nice. But the patina is perfect. You can see on the hood. He had already had it masked off and was actually getting ready to clear coat it. That's why there's tape on it already. He went ahead and scuffed it down and was getting ready to clear it. So obviously we're going to clear coat it as well. We're going to get a couple other things done before we go ahead and clear coat it. But I mean, it's still got the original mirrors, a little bit of patina on the roof, original cab lights on the door. I mean, it's pretty solid, as you can see. Very clean. My favorite part's got the original PTO thing. Take this 2-speed rear end shifter. And I also like the fact that everything else is white. It's blue and white from factory. The mirrors were white. The interior stuff was white. The visors. The whole front grille is also white, like an off-white to match. He had already clear coated those parts. So it's gonna have a sweet look to it with the offset white. You can see another patina on the fender. But everything works. This is literally the only rust, is those two little spots on the floor. But everything works. Windows are all good. We have a back glass. We just gotta get a windshield for it. We're gonna get a new dash pad, new headliner. Probably gonna put a carpet in it and just recover the bench seat because it's still in good shape foam wise. But the cover's just kind of tore up over there. But yeah, it's gonna be a cool one. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm doing a little switch up. Taking a break from the Forester for a couple days and just getting some stuff done on my own projects. And I've been wanting to get this started for a while. Made a lot of progress in this video. This is only one day we did the frame, so we got this done pretty quick. Once I take care of the welder issue, we're gonna go ahead and get the frame finished welded, and we'll go ahead and cut all the link bars down, get all the brackets back on drilled. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video of a new project that we started. I can't wait to get this one done. I'm hoping to have it done fairly quickly, so follow along, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Well, see you later.